Saturday afternoon of hockey. Still plenty of time, folks, to head on down to the arena and catch all the action in what should be a pretty good high school hockey game. I know it's a beautiful afternoon, but I tell you what, I don't know that you're going to be doing too much outside today.
And if you come, make sure you wear your long johns.
Oh yeah, it's a little on the nippy side
in here.
Either that, or plan to stay in the lobby and watch from there.
That's no fun. You can't see much from in
there.
No,
you're true. You're right. So Eric Meacham stepping into the face-off circle for the Massena Red Raiders, and he, of course, will face off against Mike Fennessy.
Raiders on the road after today, down in Malone on Wednesday, and that certainly won't be any picnic down there as far as the weather. In July, it's cold in that place. So
you aren't kidding. You are not kidding. Mike Fennessy, the senior center, will step into the face-off circle for the Ogdensburg Blue Devils, and we're underway. Puck controlled by the Devils, picked up by Mike Blevins, and he motors it into the Massena zone. In on the off wing, looking to center, knocked in behind by the Massena, actually a back-checking forward. Meacham back to the point. Here's a shot. That's wide. Bounces back toward the blue line and out to center ice. Here comes Massena. O'Shea couldn't quite get a handle. Now he gets it over to Walsh. To Meacham, rather. His shot, and a save made, and a good one by Ruddy. Massena with a great chance right off the boards, but Meacham kind of fired it right at Ruddy. Back out to center ice. Buffum drops it over to John Rochford. Headman goes by everybody. Picked up by the Ogdensburg Blue Devils defense. Fennessy ahead to the other Fennessy, trying to battle by. Poke check and a nice one there by John Rochford. Here's a chance in front for the Devils. Shot right on, rebound. Big save, and up on top of the net. The whistle blows as Nat Smythe came up big on a good Ogdensburg chance and just barely got a piece of it.
Two great opportunities at each end. Eric Meacham set up by Timmy O'Shea, and at the other end, number 7, Mike Fennessy, the number we talked about, had the goaltender Smythe down and had the wide open side. Knew where he wanted to go, got it there, but Nathaniel Smythe got the glove on it and directed it up on top of the net. Great save.
Off the face-off, puck back at the Massena blue line. Dumped in behind the net. After it there is Shaver. Shaver gets tied up by Jeffrey Day, but gets the puck away. Has it poke checked away. Comes back into the circle, back to the blue line. Raiders move it out to center ice. Here comes Michael Cameron with it, in on the off wing. Cameron takes it in the zone. He's rubbed out of the play. Jeffrey Day after it. Bouncing puck comes to Cameron, trying to move it in front, but it's knocked away. And the Devils try to move it back the other way. Back comes to Rosie for Massena. Head to Day. Day steps by the D. He's going to break in all by himself on Ruddy. Big save. Rebound. They bang at it. Puck still free in front. It's still free in front. Finally, it's cleared down the ice by the Blue Devils, but it's going to be right on Nat Smythe. Icing waved off. Oh, boy, some big chances already, Dave, but nobody can put it past the goaltenders.
George Ruddy, just an outstanding save. That's 2 in a row. That time he just robbed Jeff Day. Day had gone in and undressed John Wilson, the young defenseman, only a junior. Turned him inside out, walked right in, was going upstairs, glove side, but Ruddy came up with that left hand, and he's had 2 outstanding saves, and at the other end, Nathaniel Smythe has had 1 outstanding save.
Face-off in the Massena zone after an icing by the Raiders. Off the draw, the puck sits in the circle, finally comes free to the Massena defense. Bubba Gerard gathers it in, steps behind the net, looks for the wing, around the boards, and pinching in is Hazel. He has to come back, he'll go on the other side. Drew Wonke will try the other sideboard. And out to center ice it comes. Bouncing around there, Clint Kerwin got it out, but it's dumped right back in by the Devils. Gerard picks it up. Around the boards it goes, back to the blue line, kept in the point by the Blue Devils. The Raiders, though, move it ahead, and finally it pokes out to center ice. Knocked back across the blue line, Gerard with it. He flips it ahead to Ward. Ward just got railed. Clint Kerwin throws the check, and Ward picks up the loose puck. Here's Ward across the blue line, knocked away from him, and back the other way come the Blue Devils. Into the Massena zone. Here's a chance in front. The shot. Save made Smythe. Hazel picks it up, side of the net. He gets tied up, following John Rochford, and he'll lug it out the other way. Here's Rochford. Headman pass to Clint Kerwin. Knocked away from him. The Devils try to move it back. Fennessy. His pass intercepted momentarily by Kerwin. The puck bounces right in front of the Ogdensburg bench, and it's picked up there and dumped in the zone by Aaron Charlton. Massena in their own end. Rochford flips it around for Justin Walsh. Walsh moves it ahead. Meacham dumps. It's intercepted. Back come the Blue Devils. They get a man off sides, and they're going to dump it in and clear the zone. Rochford is there for Massena to Buffum. Buffum's pass intercepted. Here's a chance in front for the Devils. The shot. Save made for Smythe. Puck in the corner, right in front again. And that time it goes through the goal mouth. O'Shea picks it up. O'Shea's headman to Walsh. Justin has it bounce off his stick into the Ogdensburg zone. Jay Fennessy there to pick it up for the Blue Devils. His pass intercepted. O'Shea looks for Meacham in front. Meacham can't get a handle on it, and the Devils move it ahead, and out to center ice it comes. Here comes Mike Blevins with it, ridden out of the play. Following up is the defenseman. That is Charlton. Charlton gets it knocked away from him. Raiders move it ahead and back out to center ice. Rochford to Walsh, back to Rochford. He breaks in with O'Shea. He's going to break in front. The shot hit the side of the net. The light came on, but it was not in the net. It comes to Rochford in the corner, back to O'Shea. He'll try to flip it around on the other side. The Devils are just going to dump it down the ice, and icing will be called against Ogdensburg. Both teams with excellent chances in this game.
Well, according to my calculations, we've played a little over 3 minutes, 3:48, and each team has had about 3 outstanding scoring opportunities. Just the last one, John Rochford took himself out of the play, shot a little wide, but back at the other end, number 24, Mike Blevins, elected to pass instead of shooting when he intercepted a pass.
Here's Cameron with it, has it knocked away to the blue line, kept in at the point by Barkley to Cameron. Cameron in behind the net. Here's Cameron, circles. He tried to flip it ahead. It's back to the blue line. Kept in at the point. Northrup, he flips it in the corner. Comes back to him again. Northrup, his shot deflected in front. They bang at it. The puck bouncing back to the blue line again, but this time it doesn't go all the way to the blue line. The Devils will move it out. Here comes Ogdensburg's headman pass Barkley, knocking it down. Barkley back the other way, offside. Jeffrey Day just a bit ahead of the play, and the whistle blows. 10:42 left in the first period on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard, 0-0.
We mentioned about the young, inexperienced Ogdensburg defense. Jacob Yamel, number 13, only a freshman out there, just made a cardinal sin at his own end. Mike Cameron undressed him when he played the puck. Mike walked right around him, had a great scoring opportunity. Oh, those things are... Can't let that happen.
Here's the slack line out for Massena now. Jeffrey Slack out there with Seacott and DiAgostino. Puck in the Ogdensburg zone. The Devils will control it and move it out to center ice. Here comes Ogdensburg into the Massena zone. Andy Morley with it. He's taken out of the play. Bubba Gerard picks up the puck, rips it around the boards. DiAgostino to the blue line. Doesn't get out. Deflected right in front. They bang at it. It goes into the corner. Seacott's there to pick it up. Wraps it around the boards to the blue line, but not out. At the blue line, it's dumped back in the corner. Ogdensburg with a pretty good forecheck this afternoon. Raiders move it around the other side, and finally Seacott will move it out to center ice. Looking for DiAgostino. Anthony trying to go after it. It goes by him, though, and icing will be called on Massena with 10 minutes even left in the first period. So we played 5 minutes. They've been 5 pretty eventful minutes in this first period.
Yes, they have. If you like offensive opportunities, there have been plenty out here. Raider defense in the early going doing an excellent job of knocking anybody on the seat of their pants who cruises in front of Nathaniel Smythe. Bubba Gerard, Drew Wonky out there last shift. Great job.
Off the face-off, Fennessy against Meacham. Around the boards, O'Shea trying to go to Meacham. A little bit behind him. Walsh has to come back for it. He flips it ahead. Meacham at the blue line has it knocked away. It would have been a delay offsides anyway. Puck comes back to the Massena line. O'Shea. Here's O'Shea, upended. Puck bounces to Meacham. He can't get a stick on it. Finally comes to the Massena line again, but intercepted there. To an open wing. Walsh racing for it. Won't get to it, and is flipped by the defense to the Massena line. Jeremy Buffum goes over to John Rochford. Ahead to Meacham. Lost it in his skates. Throws a check. The bouncing puck comes free. Knocked away. It comes to O'Shea. Timmy O'Shea across the blue line. Dipsy doodles in the zone. Almost got by. He's upended. Devils move back the other way. To the Massena line. It's intercepted. John Rochford looks up ice. Flips it ahead for Walsh. Dumps it ahead to O'Shea. Nice move. Here's O'Shea trying to get by the D. O'Shea breaks in front. Shot right on. Save made. Rebound. Score! And the Raiders, Justin Walsh following to the net. Massena goes ahead 1-0. O'Shea will pick up 1 assist. Johnny Rochford probably the other.
Justin Walsh going to pick up his 7th goal of the year and had the wide open net with Ruddy down after a great move by Timmy O'Shea. Went in, got the shot off, and slid into the goaltender. He and Ruddy were entangled, and Walsh picked up the loose puck. Blue Devils giving up that blue line so easily, Jerry. I mean, they've got 1-on-4, 2-on-4, and they're giving up that blue line way too easily.
Off the face-off. Puck dumped out to center ice. Brissett with it, moving it into the Massena zone. Willie Brissett trying to slide it through. It's knocked away by the Massena D. That was Northrup with a good play back out to center ice. Dump back in, Barkley. Barkley flips it ahead for DeRosie. DeRosie's got Jeffrey Day. Here comes Day to Cameron in front. Cameron shot. Score! Michael Cameron from Jeffrey Day, and the Raiders go up 2-0.
Raiders on a roll, 2 quick goals. That time, Michael Cameron coming in on the left side, didn't make any mistake on that one. Last time he tried to go upstairs when he was in alone against Canton. That time he put it right between Ruddy's legs, and young Mr. Ruddy had no chance because Mike Cameron walked right around the OFA Blue Devils, and the Raiders have struck quickly here with 8:36 left in the first period, up 2-0.
Joey Ward out there now, wins the draw, back to Drew Wonky, takes it across the red line, runs into traffic, knocked away. Comes back out to center ice, dumped right back in the zone. Intercepted, Blue Devils Wilson. He's got a man breaking. That's Morley. Morley backhander knocked down in front. Bubba Girard's there to gather it in. Here's Girard coming out right side. Moves it ahead on the headman to Ward. Ward looking, his pass intercepted. Back it comes to the Massena line, and in the zone it goes. Andy Morley again, knocked away. Bubba Girard picks it up. Good back checking by Joey Ward. Ahead to Kellogg now. Here's Sean Kellogg, knocked away, gets it back again. Trying to flip it ahead. It comes to the Massena D, Drew Wonky. Into the zone it goes. Off Ward's poke check. Back after it is Jacob Hummel, the defenseman for Ogdensburg. Hummel takes it in the corner. He's going to go back the other way. He goes over on the other side to Johnny Wilson. Wilson's pass. Moving up along the boards to Jacobs out to center ice. Dumped right back in by the Massena defense, Jeremy Buffum. And finally, it's dumped down the ice by the Blue Devils, and icing will be called on Ogdensburg. 7:38 remaining, first period, and on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard, Raiders lead 2-0.
And those two coming within 27 seconds. The first one, 5:57, is fourth of the year, a seventh of the year, Justin Walsh from Timmy O'Shea, and then Mike Cameron's fourth of the year, Jeff Day and Eric DeRosie picking up the assists on that one.
Two pretty goals for Massena, too.
Lovely goals.
Off the faceoff, puck back to the blue line. Devils will move it out to center ice. Headman pass goes to Blevins. Blevins breaking in the zone. Blevins shot his glove. That was off the net, and Nat Smythe is going to hold on for the faceoff.
On that first one, Timmy O'Shea served as almost a fullback when he went in and just blindsided the goaltender, got his shot off, but the defender went upended him, slid into the goaltender. Justin Walsh shoveled it in the empty net, and that second one, Cameron walked right around the defenseman.
Off the faceoff, here's a shot right on Smythe. The rebound, score! Ogdensburg gets a goal. That's going to be Mike Blevins. Shot came from the right side, Nat Smythe's left side. He made the save, but he gave the big rebound right to Blevins, and he backhanded it past Smythe, and it's 2-1 now.
And Blevins just lurking on that side, made no mistake. He's the guy that about a couple of minutes ago had an opportunity when he intercepted a Raider clearing pass. Instead of walking in and taking his shot, he took 2 steps and looked to pass. That time, off to the right of Nathaniel Smythe, as you said, picked up that rebound, made no mistake, put it up over the left shoulder on the left side.
Blevins gets the goal. And Fennessy took the initial shot. Also picking up an assist, LaRue. Off the faceoff, O'Shea from Massena. Here's O'Shea in on the right wing side. Takes it by the D, in behind the net. Looks in front, wraps it in, net, scores! Timmy O'Shea, and Massena gets their 2-goal lead back. It's 3-1. A great individual effort by the captain, O'Shea.
Oh, great effort, but George Ruddy is getting no support out there by that defense. Timmy O'Shea down the right side, went right deep in the corner and allowed to walk right out. No one laid a hand on him till after he had put the puck by George Ruddy. Down the right side in the corner, it looked like he was going to go behind the net, but darted out in front, and not a blue shirt put a lick on him, and he just came out in front and stuffed it in the far side. Ruddy had no chance.
Off the faceoff, Raiders try to move it ahead. DeRosie, he gets bodied right in front of the scorer's bench. Bodies flying. Finally, it comes free. Intercepted Cameron. Cameron ahead to Jeffrey Day. Day takes it across left side, gets by one. And finally, he's knocked off the puck, clear to the blue line, and down the center ice. And here comes a chance for Ogdensburg. Willie Brissett, he's got a man breaking. Nice play by the Massena defense. Puck goes to Smythe and bounces away in behind the net. Bouncing puck in the corner. Picked up by the Devils. They move it in front, but it's poked away. Here's a shot bouncing. They got a man in front, all free in the shot. They score, and it's 3-2. Not much defense in this game.
None whatsoever at this time. I think that's going to be number 8, John Shaver, that is going to get the goal. The Raiders try to clear it. Couldn't, came back to the point. The Ogdensburg defenseman got the puck through, and there were 2 blue shirts in front of Nathaniel Smythe, and I think Shaver took the first shot, and I think he put his own rebound. We'll wait and see, but again, we're talking about goaltenders suing for non-support. Both of these guys at this stage right now could sue for non-support.
Drew Wonky with the puck, flipping it ahead. DeRosie. DeRosie's head man intercepted, but he gets it back again. Here's DeRosie, has it knocked away. Flipped ahead into the Ogdensburg zone. Bounces out to center ice. And here comes Ogdensburg back the other way, into the Massena zone. Here's Ogdensburg. They got another chance, but it goes in behind the net. Side of the net, bounces to the blue line, picked up by DeRosie, moves it ahead for Cameron. Cameron coming in one-on-one. Here comes Cameron. He's upended. The puck bounces free, knocked away. Back to the blue line, out to center ice. Bubba Girard trying to flip it ahead. Bounces right back to him at the red line. Dumps it ahead again to the Ogdensburg blue line. And the Devils try to move it ahead, bouncing around. Raiders trying to control it. Finally, they do. Here comes Shane Farmer, rather. Right in front. Here's a shot, and the save made by Ruddy. Here's another shot, knocked down by the defense in the corner. Hard check thrown as the puck bounces around the boards. Doesn't clear the zone. Rochford keeps it in. Flips it back in the corner again. Gets it back again. Knocks it through. Here's John Rochford stepping in front. Gets a weak shot off. It bounces free, and Anthony DiAgostino couldn't get a stick on it. Now finally the puck around the boards. And out to center ice it comes. Johnny Rochford there again to fire it back in the zone. The layoff sides on Massena. And the puck bounces all the way back out to Jeremy Buffum. Buffum flips it over. John Rochford looking to move it ahead. DiAgostino to Farmer. Farmer looks to take it across and dumps it into the open corner. In behind the net is Fennessy. Fennessy gets tied up. The bouncing puck comes to the defenseman, Aaron Charlton. Back around to Fennessy, but Walsh steps in front. Shot right on. Saved by Ruddy on the turnaround. Now DiAgostino flips it in behind for Justin Walsh. He knocks it around the boards. It's going to come to the Blue Devils, and they'll move it out to center ice. Here comes the Ogdensburg headman pass. Fennessy, Mike Fennessy, across the blue line, winds up. His shot way over the net. Bounces around to the blue line and trickles out to center ice. Dumped right back in the Massena zone, and offsides will be called as it hit a Blue Devil player. 4:41 left in the first period on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard. Raiders lead the Blue Devils 3-2.
I'll tell you, this has been it's been a nightmare for these goaltenders in this first. We've had 5 goals in 2 minutes and 26 seconds, Jerry. And that last one, John Shaver does get the goal with Jay Fennessy and Greg Garvey picking up the assist.
Off the draw, Blue Devils control and dump it in the Massena zone. Adam Barkley back after it. Looks, flips, ahead to Walsh. Walsh doesn't quite clear, and it's dumped into the open wing again by the Devils. In the corner, the puck in behind the net now. And O'Shea picks it up. Here's O'Shea. Knocked down, flips it ahead of the blue line. Not out. Here's a drive from the point. That goes wide. Comes around to Walsh, and he flips it out to center ice. Devils move it back. It's Fennessy just dumping it in the Massena zone. Around the horn it comes to Michael Blevins. Blevins is knocked off the puck, but Fennessy is there to pick up the loose puck, trying to move it along the boards. Poke check back to the blue line. Here's a shot. The save made in front, and it's picked up by Big Meacham. Ahead to O'Shea. Timmy looks up for Justin Walsh. Walsh breaking in one-on-one now. Here's Walsh trying to go by the D. Here's Walsh, sharp angle in front. It's knocked away at the last second by Jacob Hummel. Puck around the boards in the corner. Walsh throws a check. The puck comes poked free to DeRosie. Knocked away from him. He throws a check, and the puck is tied up in the corner.
Yeah, again, if my memory serves me correctly, up in Ogdensburg, I think it was 3-3 at the end of the first period. Yep. We had 6 goals in that first period up there. Here, with 3:36 left in the period, we've had 5 goals, 3 by the Raiders, 2 by the Blue Devils. And we mentioned all 5 of those goals coming within 2 minutes and 26 seconds.
Coming out will be Jeff Day's line to face off against the John Shaver line. Face off in the Ogdensburg zone. Off the draw, puck bounces in the circle. Cameron flips it in behind the net. Back after it there is Jay Fennessy around the boards. Girard looks to keep it in at the point, and he can't, as the puck just bounces out across the blue line. Picked up there by Willie Brissett. His headman poke checked into the Massena zone. In the corner it goes. Back after it is Cameron. He'll rip it around the boards for DeRosie. Eric looks up ice. His headman intercepted. Here's the shot in front, and the save made by Smythe. Terrible pass by Massena, and it almost cost him. Now they clear the puck, and down the ice it goes into the Ogdensburg zone. Back to get it is Aaron Charlton. Charlton's headman bounces out to center ice, knocked away by Cameron. Back it comes to Charlton again. Cameron intercepts, and offsides will be called. Actually, it was Jeff Day, and Cameron got caught in the zone. And with 2:53 left in the first period, on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard, it's 3-2 Massena.
Turnovers are bad anytime. And in tennis, they talk about unforced errors. That was an unforced error, but in your own end, poor clearing pass, and number 16, Greg Garvey, jumped on it and almost ran it down Nathaniel Smythe's throat.
Off the face-off, we've got Ogdensburg controlling and trying to move it out of the zone, but the puck bounces free. Kerwin can't get a stick on it. Out to center ice, Jeremy Buffum turning it around. He drops it over to Rochford. Rochford ahead, and Hazel poke checked away from him. And finally, it's dumped by Buffum back in the Ogdensburg zone. Picked up there by Jay Fennessy, moves it ahead. Here come the Blue Devils, breaking back the other way. It's Andy Morley, and it's poke checked by Johnny Rochford. Into the corner it goes. Raiders move it, try to move it back to the blue line and out to center ice. Here comes Ward with it for Massena, knocked off his stick, but Kerwin picks up the loose puck, steps by one. Here's Kerwin, gets by another. Here's Kerwin trying to center. Nice play by the defenseman Fennessy to block the pass, and he clears the puck around the boards, and back comes Ogdensburg the other way, and they're just going to dump it into the Massena zone. In behind the net, John Rochford gathers it as both teams make line changes. Here's Rochford, headman. His pass intercepted. Back out to center ice. Here comes a chance for Ogdensburg as they break in the zone, and finally it's O'Shea coming back to pick it up. O'Shea steps it ahead. Out to center ice, finally gets knocked down, but Meacham picks up the loose puck. Here comes Meacham, 1-on-2. Meacham right down the middle, gets a shot off his block, rebound! Fired high over the net by Walsh. Puck in the corner, O'Shea trying to go back to Northrup at the blue line, but it's knocked away. And the Devils clear to the Massena line. Poke checked in the zone as Barkley couldn't hold on to it by Fennessy. Fennessy goes in the corner, picks up the loose puck. Here's Fennessy, wrap-around attempt. Smythe makes the save. Here's Smythe with a big stick, trying to clear it into the side. Picked up by O'Shea, just lifts it out to center ice. About 1:10 left in the period. Puck into the Massena zone. Raiders try to clear. O'Shea. Timmy O'Shea picking up the loose puck. Dumps it ahead for Walsh. Here's Walsh to Meacham, busting through. Meacham can't get the shot on as he just got knocked down at the last second. Uh-oh, there's going to be a penalty on Meacham. And as soon as Massena touches the puck, which they do, it's going to be a slash on Meacham.
Yeah, that first penalty of the game, and not a good penalty. Again, when you take it in the offensive end, the play going the other way. But big number 22 was upset, sent in on a great pass from Justin Walsh, and he thought he was being held. The OFA defenseman hanging on to him. Wasn't able to get the shot off, and he a little frustrated as the play went the other way. He put the lumber to the OFA player.
Slashing the call. 48 seconds left in the first period. Raiders lead 3-2, and will try to kill a penalty.
Hasn't been a lot of defense, but a couple of great defensive plays at each end in the last shift out there. John Rochford for the Raiders made a great play at his end, and then back the other way, number 2, Jay Fennessy did an excellent job defensively for the Blue Devils.
Off the faceoff, puck at the blue line. DeRosie picks it up and fires it down the ice. In behind the net, Devils look to move out on the power play. They drop Shaver back at the blue line. He flips it ahead and out to center ice. Here's Fennessy, that's Blevins with it. Takes it across, centers it right across the goal mouth. Nobody there. Puck in the corner. Hard check thrown by Drew Wonky, but the puck picked up by the Devils. They move it around the horn. Here's Fennessy with it. Fennessy centers it right in front. They got a man, and the shot is fired wide. Puck around the other side. They try to wrap around, knocked away. DeRosie flips it, doesn't get it out of the zone. Here's Fennessy, shot from the blue line. Save made, rebound. Smythe has it and holds on for a moment. The whistle blows with 10 seconds left. And I'll tell you what, the Devils moving around there pretty good.
Oh, moving around. Number 2, Fennessy took the shot from the point. And big number 24 parked in front, Mike Blevins, trying to get a handle on the rebound. But number 4 for the Raiders, Drew Wonky, wouldn't have any of that, and he just put him right on his belly. Excellent job by Drew Wonky defensively. This is what you like to see. Don't let him have that second and third opportunities. But a great opportunity right there for the Blue Devils to tie this game up with 10 seconds left in the period.
Tim O'Shea now out to take the face-off. He'll face it off inside Massena territory against Andy Morley. Off the draw, O'Shea flips it in behind the net. Big John Rochford looks for the glass and out to center ice, and down the ice it goes. And that's going to about take care of the period. 2 seconds, 1 second. The period ends with 42 seconds left on the power play.
What's the name of the arena?
It's called a recreation arena. Recreation arena. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. You think we'll be able to find it this season? We've had some problems in the past.
There's something about and I'm certainly will be the first to admit, when I go looking for the ball field, Rec Park down there, I have trouble. And we played down there, I don't know how many years, but same thing with the arena. I have trouble locating that arena. It's the way it's tucked in there. But
last year we took your shortcut, didn't we?
We took my shortcut, and I think we ended up in Churubusco.
All righty, we get ready to start the second period with the Blue Devils on the power play. Fennessy, of course, will be out there along with Mike Blevins and Andy Morley up front. And back at the points, it's going to be Jay Fennessy, and stepping back will be John Shaver. Massena with Jeff Day, Eric DeRosie, Wonky, and Bubba. And Bubba's got the puck off the draw, waits, and then shovels it down the ice. Knocked down in behind by the Devils in their own end. With about 30 seconds left, they're going to be called for knocking it down with a high stick. And so the faceoff will move back in their end.
And it went from the defenseman to the goaltender. So I think, well, no question, the faceoff's going to be the left of George Ruddy. Just a omission of mental mistake, we want to call it.
Left faceoff off the draw. Devils control and rip it around the boards, and here they come. Out to center ice, Blevins with it. He's upended. The puck comes to Wonky, turns it around, takes it in behind, gets knocked down, gets it free to Bubba, though, and he flips it around the boards to DeRosie. DeRosie looks up, finds the hole, and dumps it out to center ice. About 14 seconds left in the power play. Here come the Blue Devils into the Massena zone again. Blevins with it. Flips it in behind the net with 5 seconds left in the power play. Wonky just moves it around the boards. Gets tied up. Fennessy picks it up, and Wonky takes it away from him. The puck bounces to the blue line. Massena's got the man back, but Ogdensburg has the puck in their end. Back out toward the blue line. Here's a shot knocked down in front. Comes to the blue line. Raiders clear it out to center ice. Big Meach trying to chase it down. Getting back, though, is Morley, and he flips it to his defenseman, Fennessy, and Fennessy moves it up to center ice. Comes to Jeremy Buffum. Buffum bangs it out to center ice, back in. Whoa, they missed an offsides. Ogdensburg has the puck in the Massena zone. Puck in the corner. Here's Fennessy in behind the net, poke checked away, and it comes to Rochford. Made another good play, rips it around the boards, but Mike Fennessy's back there to slide it in front, but the Raiders pick it up. Jeff Day. Day flipping for O'Shea. O'Shea knocked away from him by Jay Fennessy. He rips it around the boards, comes back to the blue line, out to center ice again. John Rochford, his pass intercepted. Here's Blevins to Fennessy. Back to Blevins all by himself. Shot, save! Net Smythe. And Massena, again, bad pass, set up a 2-on-1, and they broke their man Blevins in all by himself, and he just fired it right at Smythe.
Just a great two-way combination play by Blevins and Fennessy. It was started out as a 2-on-1, but they turned it up into a 1-on-none. Blevins to Fennessy. Fennessy started with Fennessy. He gave it to Blevins. Blevins back to Fennessy. Drew the defender, put it back to Blevins, who walked right in. Had both sides, but he put it right in Nathaniel Smythe's breadbasket.
Off the faceoff, puck in the Massena zone. Jeff Slack with it. Rips it around the boards for Anthony DiAgostino. Here's DiAgostino turning it up, moving it ahead. His headman pass intercepted. Got to hate those blind passes in the neutral zone, don't you?
Sure do. I want to touch upon when Ogdensburg had that power play. They had a nice little play, the face-off in their end. They had man advantage. It had almost worked. Fennessy won the draw back to his defenseman. As soon as it happened, number 24, Blevins started breaking. The defenseman ran it around the boards, and but it hit something, didn't run it smooth. If not, he was in alone. Nice play.
Off the face-off, Massena leads 3-2 in the second period on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Puck in the Ogdensburg zone. They'll move it ahead. They got a man breaking. Into the zone it goes. The man in front. Good job by Barkley to break it up. And the net's knocked off its moorings, and Adam goes hard into the post. And there's a whistle. We'll have a face-off in the Massena zone, but Barkley did a good job to get back that time.
Good job and a good play by the Blue Devils. And number 8, Shaver, who's already got a goal, went without the puck. And Adam Barkley was all over him, but Shaver was able to get the shot off, and it was a good save by Nathaniel Smythe, who held his ground. But good play by the Devils, coming close to tying this game up, but good play by Barkley, and an even better play by Nathaniel Smythe to keep the Devils off the scoreboard.
Off the face-off, puck back to the blue line. Here's a drive through traffic, deflected right on. Smythe makes the save as Greg Garvey right in front of the net. The shot came from the point to Wilson. It wasn't a hard shot, but it deflected right on and into Smythe, and he held on.
Nice play by the Devils. Back, you mentioned, Wilson took the shot. Number 16, Garvey, nice deflection. Nathaniel Smythe, right spot at the right time, and held on for the face-off.
They toss Jeff Day out of the circle. Cameron will take the draw. And this time the puck goes all the way down the ice. They tried to drop it back to the blue line, but it didn't work. And Ruddy's going to clear it around the boards. Here's Cameron out by the blue line, flips it in behind the net. Back for it, John Wilson, the defenseman. Wilson trying to flip it along the board, stolen away. Here's Day, out by the blue line, keeps it in the zone to Cameron. Michael Cameron with a puck, trying to get by the check. Here's Cameron in behind the net, looking, he lost it. Day is back there, he flips it into the corner. Picked up there by Humel, the defenseman, doesn't clear the zone, back to the blue line. Here's the Massena shot, knocked off a stick in the corner. DeRozzi after it. Eric DeRozzi has it taken away, again by Humel. Humel loses it to Cameron. Cameron has it knocked away, and the Devils will dump it down the ice. It's not going to be icing, though, as it comes right in on Smythe. He's going to leave it side of the net for Bubba Girard. Girard steps out to the right side, looks to headman, Cameron. Cameron just flips it, and that's going to go right in on Ruddy, so no icing there either. Ruddy's going to stick it ahead. They're going to try to catch Massena on a line change, but they couldn't quite get it fast enough. And coming back is Rochford. He'll flip to Buffum. Buffum's pass doesn't get out of the zone, but coming back is Big Meacham. He'll pick it up. Meacham, headman to O'Shea. O'Shea looks for Meacham. Here's Meacham, in with Walsh. Meacham centers to Walsh, and he couldn't get a stick on it. And back come the Devils the other way. Out to center ice. Here comes Ogdensburg. Meacham steals the puck after a check by O'Shea. Comes back out front. And the shot, but there's going to be an offsides on the shot, and we'll have a face-off outside the zone.
Raiders have to get back to what they were doing in stages in that first period, and that's pounding that young, smaller defense. When they go in there, got to finish their checks. That last shift out there, Day, Cameron, and DeRozzi neglected to do that. And I know if you keep pounding away, that Devil defense is going to give that puck up.
Morley out there to take the face-off against Meacham now. Off the draw, puck all the way down the ice into the Ogdensburg zone, but not far enough for icing. And back after it is the defenseman, Sawyer. Knocked away from him, comes to O'Shea. O'Shea dumps it around the boards, but it's going to be intercepted out to center ice. John Rochford is there, has to wait for his wings, flips it across into the Ogdensburg zone. Around the horn it goes. And back out to center ice. Rochford is there again. He flips it back in the zone. Massena will have to get on side, and they do. But Ogdensburg controls in their own end. That's Sawyer again. His pass just barely gets to the blue line, does not get out of the zone. Rochford winds up. His shot deflected, goes up into the wall, and we'll have a face-off.
Little things that, you can't do much about. Number 3 that time, Ron Jacobs, not seeing a lot of ice time out there. He's on that third unit. Puck came to him, had all kinds of time to clear the zone, and it seems so simple, especially to us up here, just banking off the boards, out of the zone. You look, catch the Raiders standing up in the blue line, unable to do that, and the Raider defenseman kept it in the zone, took the shot, good scoring opportunity.
Ward, Hazel, and Kellogg out there for Massena. Off the faceoff, Barkley pinches in, has it knocked away, comes out to center ice. Picked up by Northrup, dumps it right back in the Ogdensburg zone. Fennessy's line out there for the Blue Devils. He moves it out to center ice. Picked up by Kellogg. Fennessy knocks away Kellogg. In turn, knocks it away from him. Takes it across to Hazel. Hazel trying to slide it through. It's poked into the corner. He'll go after it. Here's Hazel with it for Massena. Trying to control it. Flips it in behind for Ward. He's upended. The puck bounces free to Fennessy. That's Jay Fennessy. He bangs it out to center ice. In fact, all the way down the ice. Going to come right in on Nathaniel Smythe, and he'll cover it up and hold on for the face-off. And I think we'll see a line change for Massena.
Raiders had some heavy lumber on that line with Matt Hazel, Joey Ward, and big number 12 out there, Sean Kellogg. That's a threesome. I'll tell you, if they get it into the offensive zone, they'll lay some lumber on you. But they're not going to get that opportunity right now. Coach Long's making a line change-up. And as you said, face off to the right. Ogdensburg out shooting Massena 5-1 so far in this second period.
Off the draw, puck bounces in behind the net. Nobody seems to want it. Finally, Day comes back, throws a check. Bubba Girard's in there, has it knocked away. Devils control. They try to center. Comes bouncing and back, bouncing way in front of the net. Finally, Day picks it up. He'll start it out for Massena. Jeffrey Day now busting in on the off point. No, it's Cameron, excuse me. He hits the side of the net with his centering pass and gets upended by Fennessy, but gets the puck right back again. Trying to flip it around the boards, but the Devils will move it out to center ice. They got a man breaking, but it's knocked off his stick, and Massena comes back. Here's Girard, loses it. Back the other way is Garvey. They got a 2-on-1, but the play broken up. It comes back to Cameron the other way. Michael breaking down, 1-on-2. He's got Day trailing. Cameron goes wide by the defenseman, but it's poked by Charlton. Cameron in behind trying to flip it free. Around the boards it goes. Devils don't clear. Here's wonky shot. Oh, deflected just wide by Cameron. Here's another shot. Day right across the goal mouth. Comes back to the blue line. Kept in by Massena. Bouncing in behind to Jay Fennessy. He tries to rip it around to his winger, Garvey. Garvey doesn't clear. Here's another shot right on. Score! It's going to be Drew Wonky from the point, and I think Ruddy just lost it is what happened. And Massena goes up 4-2.
George Ruddy would like to have that one back. That was a real soft goal shot from the point, but what will drive Coach Dave Barlow mad, the Devils had 4 opportunities to clear the zone, and at least 3, and they weren't able to do it. And every time it came back to that left point, Drew Wonky was able to keep it in, and that time for about a 55-footer, no traffic at all, and just George Ruddy lost it.
Off the face-off, puck dumped by Rochford. That'll be an icing call.
Assist to number 8,
Jeff Day picking up the assist.
Shot of the goal, 6 minutes.
Just prior to that, Ogdensburg had a great opportunity when Greg Garvey and Willie Bissett broke in, but Garvey wasn't able to get the puck across to Bissett, who was all alone. Jeff Day is going to pick up that assist on Drew Wonky's goal, and that's Drew's 2nd goal of the year.
Meacham comes out to take the face-off against Andy Morley in the Massena zone after the icing. Off the draw. Puck sits in the circle. Meacham comes out of the circle, wraps it around the boards for O'Shea. Timmy O'Shea looking to clear the zone. He does to Meacham. Meacham and Walsh breaking in. Meacham, he's got a head of steam. Winds up, shot, score! Eric Meacham, and Massena goes ahead 5-2.
Big number 22, Eric Meacham, just blew that one by George Ruddy. Ruddy never came out. His defenseman didn't get much help. Young Jacob Umel, Ruddy wasn't sure if Umel was going to play the shooter or play the pass, and he got caught in between, and they allowed Meacham to, take. If he would have been over and played the passer, then Ruddy would have been able to come out and take some more angle away from him. He couldn't come out too much because number 13 didn't play it too well, and just a blasting shot by big number 22.
And I got to tell you, Meach called that before the game. Puck side of the net, Fennessy picks it up. Here comes Fennessy. That's Michael Fennessy out for Ogdensburg. 3-on-2 for the Berg. He flips it ahead for Blevins. Back in front, the shot knocked down. Comes to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Devils keep it in, but now it trickles out to center ice. And back after it is Eric Sawyer. Has it knocked away. Massena moves it back out to center ice again. Fennessy is going to shovel it back in the zone. Stopped by Nat Smythe. Goes to Buffum with it. Jeremy rips it around the boards. Hit the official. Took a funny bounce, but Meacham is there to dump it down to center ice. Fennessy dumps it right back to the Massena blue line. Puck sitting at the blue line. Poked ahead, O'Shea. Now they move it along. Rochford, he can't quite get a piece of it. Comes in the zone. Meacham throws a check. Rochford trying to come up with a puck. It's under. Now there's some pushing and shoving going on. A lot of hard checks. I think the puck is still underneath Meacham, and we'll have a face-off. I think temper's starting to flare a little bit, but nothing will come out of that little exchange. 7:31 left in the second period. The Raiders lead 5-2 on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance score. But I started to say Eric Meacham. I talked to him before the game, and he says, I'm going to put one in up in the corner.
Well, he put that one almost through the corner. Those 2 goals in 18 seconds apart. Drew Wonky is 2nd, and Eric Meacham his 13th of the year.
Face-off left side, Massena zone. Bounces out by the blue line. Here's a shot knocked down in front, and it's cleared by Massena. DiAgostino moves it out. His headman pass meant for Seacott. Fennessy intercepts, comes right back to the Massena line. Flip back ahead. Seacott into the zone. Trying to move it through and bounced out to center ice. Barkley shovels it back inside Ogdensburg territory. Farmer is out there, and he's got the puck, trying to slide it through to Seacott. Seacott looks to center, nobody there for Massena. Picked up by Ogdensburg's John Shaver, and he dumps it out to center ice. Barkley gathers it. Barkley flips it ahead to DiAgostino. Here comes DiAgostino. He's got Farmer. Seacott, he's going to shoot, and he fired it wide. Seacott in the corner, trying to flip it ahead. Shaver is there to steal it momentarily, and he'll move it out. Here's Shaver's dump pass. Picked up by Barkley. He flips it ahead again in the Ogdensburg zone. Raiders get it back. Barkley out at center ice, takes it across, and tried to flip it in the corner, but it went up into the wall, and we'll have a face-off. 6:29 left in period number 2. Massena leading 5-2 on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard.
We mentioned on that Meacham goal, that 2-on-1 situation, that defenseman's got to help the goaltender. He got caught in between. The goaltender didn't know if he was going to take the guy with the puck or take the passer, and he was out in no man's land and didn't allow the goaltender to come out to cut some angles off on Meacham, and who just blasted one from the top of the dot.
We had a lot to shoot at. That's the thing.
He was sitting back inside.
Off the face-off, puck dumped in the Massena zone, in behind the net. Bodies flying. Who's got the puck? The Raiders do. Jeff Day flips ahead for Cameron. Here comes Cameron. He's got DeRosie. Bounce pass to DeRosie across the blue line. Back out to center ice. Wonky after it. To Cameron in the zone. Delay offsides on Massena. Eric DeRosie was down by the goal when that came in the zone. Right back comes Ogdensburg the other way. McCarthy poked away. Kept in the zone. Oh, now that one didn't get out of the zone, and they called it offsides. And so the whistle blows, and the Raiders caught a break with that.
They caught a break, and that's what you get when you anticipate something, and the official anticipated that was going to come outside, and the OFA fans are up in arms, and they have every right to be, because that puck didn't come out of the zone, and the OFA player, I think it was 27, was cranking one up, from about 40 feet out, and the official blew the whistle. Bad call.
Off the face, puck dumped into the Massena zone. Big John Rochford rips it around the boards, but it's stopped in the corner by the Ogdensburg forward. Now Rochford intercepts his pass, flips it ahead. Jeffrey Day. Day looking for DeRosie, who's breaking it. Bounced by him inside Ogdensburg territory. Picked up there by John Wilson. Wilson knocked away by Day. Puck in the corner. Jeff Day with it, has it poke checked. Comes in free behind the net. And it's Jacob Hummel. Loses it in front. Wall shot! Oh, good save. Great save by Ruddy. That was headed for the corner. Puck to the blue line. Kept in at the point by Massena. Jeffrey Day to Cameron. Cameron starts in right side, looks to center, has it knocked away, gets it back again. He gets tied up in the corner. Day picks up the loose puck. Day's going to step in front, trying to center it, and it's knocked down, and the Raiders can't keep it in the zone this time. It bounces out to center ice. Knocked right back inside. About 5 minutes left to play here in the period. In the corner, Devils try to control. Rochford keeps it in, skates it, the shot deflected in. No goal, though. There's a whistle. I think there's going to be penalties, or a penalty before the goal.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure if it's Justin Walsh over here down to our left, who was, he had kind of mugged the OFA player to the right of George Ruddy, and that's why that goal is going to be called off. But just prior to that, Walsh had a great opportunity. He's got one of the hardest, if not the hardest, wrist shot on this Raider team, and he came out of the corner and wristed one, cut across in the middle, and got off a bullet. Oh, looked like, now I was going to say misconduct, but the Raiders are just making some changes here.
So penalty against Walsh nullifies the goal.
And that's only the second penalty of the game, both to Massena.
Off the draw, puck sits at the blue line, just trickles into the Ogdensburg zone, and Jay Fennessy picks it up. He'll move to Shaver, who's playing the other point in this power play, into the Massena zone. Raiders, Northrup dumps it right back out. Fennessy will move it ahead into the zone. It's Morley. He's ridden off the play, but Fennessy will pick up the puck. That's Mike Fennessy. We have a whistle. I think we've got what?
We've got a penalty here. It looks like it's going to be against Ogdensburg. He's going to call a slash on Fennessy, I do believe.
Oh, no, it's going to be on...
oh, it's 27. I just said that's Morley.
Oh, Morley. That's a bad penalty in the offensive zone when you're on the power play.
And Morley's not quite sure. He doesn't disagree, but Mr. Hunter said, yes, you did, son. You've got the penalty. And, this is what you talked about, Coach Barlow. I really like this. Now, maybe a few years ago, there might have been a lot of yapping from the Blue Devils, but not today, not anymore.
Off the face-off, Barkley with the puck. That's right, and that's nice to see. Here's Massena in the zone. Nice play there to break it up. Fennessy, he knocked it right out of the air. Back come the Blue Devils the other way. Blevins whistles behind the play, and another penalty against Ogdensburg. That's going to be Jay Fennessy. And what's the call? He got a misconduct is what he got.
Well, maybe we spoke too soon. Maybe somebody was chirping, but it all goes back to that previous call on the high sticking against the Ogdensburg player Blevins. But that time, number 2, Fennessy, Jay Fennessy, is going to pick up the misconduct.
And he is their best defenseman.
No question. And that coming just 12 seconds after the minor to Morley for slashing. That will be a misconduct, but it'll also draw with it a minor penalty.
It might just be unsportsmanlike. I think that's what he called it, was an unsportsmanlike.
Okay.
If that's the case, it's only a minute and a half in the box. Okay.
I saw him... I thought he gave the misconduct sign, but he was just giving a unsportsmanlike. So a 2-man advantage for the Raiders.
No, 1 man right now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we still have 54 seconds.
Raiders got a man in the box, so it's a 4-on-3 power play for Massena. Eric DeRosie with a puck, and he's going to lug it out of the zone for Massena. Takes it inside, gains the zone, drops it back to the point to O'Shea. He skates in, winds up, shot. Ooh, just missed. Rebound, bounces, and Ruddy has it underneath him. It went in the net, and now there's pushing and shoving, and I think we're going to have more penalties as Fennessy and O'Shea mix it up.
But where it started with number 22, we'll see if he picks up a penalty for the Raiders. Eric Meacham, he kind of hit the OFA player from behind. There was a whistle. Timmy O'Shea came in after the fact, but the guy that instigated it for Massena is going to escape the sin bin. Timmy O'Shea is, he and Fennessy, a couple of captains here who met before the game and had some nice words, are having a couple of nice words with each other right now.
Imagine they're probably discussing this cold weather we've been having.
I'm sure they are, or maybe that upcoming history exam that they have next week. I'm not sure, but they're each going to pick up. But big number 22, Eric Meacham, was the guy that initiated all that. I'll tell you, the number 23, speaking of numbers out there, he loves this open ice. Eric DeRosie, with his skating ability, gives him that much more room to operate here.
Now Eric DeRosie, who is one of the two captains for Massena, along with John Rochford, the assistant captain. And they are, of course, there's time on the clock, so these will be delayed situation.
That's right. And, you know, we went in that first period with only one penalty, and then through the majority of this with only a penalty, but we've run into quite a few here in the last few minutes. We'll take a look. Let's see. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 coming in the last couple of minutes. 3 to Ogdensburg and 1 to Massena. Fennessy and O'Shea, they'll probably each get roughing on that. We'll wait for the call. That coming at 10:56.
Massena will maintain their power play, though. They shouldn't be putting O'Shea's on the clock, I wouldn't think.
Number 7, Mike Fennessy.
The Raiders' power play coming into this afternoon's contest. They've been successful on 12 of 59 power play opportunities for 20%. That's the magic mark. You want to get into those 20s or higher.
Okay, Joe Ward will be out there to take the face-off. Mike Blevins will face off for the Berg. A 4-on-3 power play for Massena. They got to take that O'Shea time off the clock, because that shouldn't be up there, because they were matching minors. So the time should not be on the clock.
Where are you going?
4:04 left in the period. We're in the second period. Raiders are leading 5-2 on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard.
And they are waiting to get that. The Raiders are going to go with, we mentioned that, open ice, good skaters. JR, John Rochford on one point, Eric DeRosie on the other. Up front you have Clint Kerwin and Joey Ward.
Well, I don't know. They didn't take the time off, but it's still 4-on-3 for Massena. Puck bounces, and it trickles out to center ice. Good play made there by Mike Blevins for Ogdensburg. Raiders take it back across. Here's Ward with it. Ward dipsy doodles, trying to center, knocked away, poke checked. Ward tries to come up with it, comes back to the blue line. Here's DeRosie. He'll shovel to Rochford. He's got room. He skates, winds up, shot, fired it wide. Blevins, or I should say Ruddy, had no chance, had no idea where it was. Here, another shot, score! DeRosie from the blue line, and the Raiders go up 6-2 on a power play goal.
Started with Eric DeRosie and it finished with Eric DeRosie. Kept the puck in at the point on the first time and slid it over to his partner on the blue line, number 6, John Rochford. And Rochford fired a bullet that Ruddy never saw. It went wide of the net, hit the boards, came back to the point to DeRosie on that right side, and Ogdensburg down 2 men, weren't able to come out and challenge him, and Eric stepped down off that right point, and he just blistered a low bullet that George Ruddy had no chance on. I'll tell you keep it down there, and NHL goalies are going to have trouble with it. And big number 23 for the Raiders, Eric DeRosie, is going to pick up his second goal of the year.
So DeRosie on the power play, which means we have a Powerade power play goal. And we're going to draw a winner here for a case of delicious Powerade from Coca-Cola. And the winner is Ann Leo of Massena. Ann Leo of Massena. That's Justin's grandmother, it is? Okay. So Ann Leo of Massena, the winner.
A power play goal, as you mentioned, and we'll wait for the assist. I believe John Rocheford's got to pick up 1 assist, probably only be 1 assist on that. The shot came from the point. Johnny Rochefort took the initial shot from the point wide of the net, and as you commented, Ruddy never saw it. There was a maze of traffic in front and just went by the wide of that left goal post, and it hit the dasher back and spun right back out to DeRosie at the point, and no one challenged him. He stepped down and he scorched one that, again, Ruddy never saw until he dug it out the back of the net. And we've got another conference here. Things were flowing so nice and smoothly. All of a sudden, we've come to a...
What happened was, there's the announcement. I believe 3-on-3 now.
I think they did give another assist on that last goal. I think Joey Ward is going to pick up the assist on Eric DeRosie. Yeah, they did. Joey Ward picks up the assist, and that's Eric DeRosie's second goal of the year. And as we mentioned, it was just a blue darter from just inside the blue line, probably from about 48 feet. That was a scorcher that George Ruddy did not have a chance on, and that widens the Raider lead from up to 6-2. And again, more conversation here, and I think you hit the nail on the head, and we're not going to go any further on it. They haven't got it straightened around, but we got a second here. I guess we can talk about the upcoming games that Massena's have.
That's right.
They're at Malone, we mentioned, on Wednesday, and then next
the 24th,
Friday. That's number 3 ranked team in the state. The Oswego Buccaneers are in here.
You betcha. That's going to be a good game. Oswego, an excellent team. Last we knew, they had a 13-2 record. I think they lost to St. Francis, and I'm not sure who the other loss was, but they certainly have an excellent team. That'll be a great test for Massena.
And after the Oswego game, in comes Rome, who tied last week. That's what's
right.
Got everything in disarray right here. And
that's right. And see, what happened was it appeared like Massena should not have a power play because there were 2 penalty times on the clock, when in fact they did have a power play. And now that they've got it straightened around, we've got 7 seconds left in the first penalties. Now they take them off. And apparently Walsh's penalty has 7 seconds left, 42 seconds in the Ogdensburg penalty. And the O'Shea and Fennessy penalty should start now, I think.
Raiders with 2 goals in 27 seconds to start this contest, and they bettered that here in the second period with 2 goals in 18 seconds.
Okay, here comes the face-off, and it comes to DeRosie off the draw. He lugs it and takes it out of his own end. Headman on the stick of Rochefort. He's going to shovel it off the glass. Walsh is back. Puck comes in the corner. Cameron in behind. Back to Cameron at the 45. Michael with a puck. Today, back to Cameron. Massena still on the power play. A 5-on-4 power play now. Goes to Rochefort. Rochefort's going to shovel it in the corner for DeRosie. In behind the net, he leaves it for Day. Jeffrey takes it in front. It bounces right on. That went off a leg, but it still went on, and Ruddy had to make the save. Here's Rochefort's shot. Save Ruddy. And he covers up and holds on for the face-off.
And big number 18, Bubba Girard, is going over to the bench. He's saying, Coach, tell those guys that I'm out here. I'm all alone back in that point. And he's having a little talk with Michael Cameron right now, saying, Michael, you're playing tic-tac-toe with the guy down below the goal line, and it's a little jam down there. Look at me back here. Give it back to me at the point. No one around. I'll walk right down through that slot and show you what I can do. He's pleading his case.
Bubba likes to get up on the offense every once in a while. Okay, Day takes the draw, wins it to Cameron, back to Wonky. Wonky's shot is off a body, gets it right back again, goes to Cameron. And now Fennessy is back. That's the defenseman Fennessy. I think we're back to 5-on-5 now. Yes, we are. Okay, the puck comes back to the point. Bubba Girard, his shot through traffic. And the save is made by goaltender Ruddy.
That time it did come back to Bubba, and he didn't get a lot on it.
And plus, it really wasn't much traffic.
Wasn't much traffic. No. Got it up high, and
misspoke.
George Ruddy did not have any problems handling that one and held on for the face-off. 2:39 left in the second period. Raiders up 6-2.
Jeff Slack coming out now with Seacott and DiAgostino. And it will be Shaver's line out there. Shaver, Brissett, and Garvey. Fennessy and O'Shea are still in the box. They'll have to wait. I don't know when their penalties are up, but they'll have to wait till the whistle. Puck in front. Slack gets a weak shot on. Saved. Oh, Ruddy almost lost it, but comes in behind. He kind of waved at it and trickled it behind the net. The Devils control in the corner. Trying to move it ahead, and finally it's out to center ice. Here comes Ogdensburg. Shaver building up ahead of steam. He gets by Barkley, gets a shot on. Smythe makes the save, the rebound in the net. Ogdensburg scores to make it 6-3.
And we'll see if number 8, Shaver, gets the goal or not. He's the guy that did all the work going down that right side and got a half a step inside on the Raider defenseman. Came right in and got the shot off, and just a great save initially by Nathaniel Smythe, but the Raiders unable to clear the rebound, and the Devils had a couple of pokes at it. We'll see who pick up the goal. It might be number 8, John Shaver. We'll wait and see on the call.
So the Raiders lead cut to 3 now, 6-3 our score with 2:16 left here in the second period. Off the face-off, the puck comes to Walsh, takes it across, has it knocked away by Aaron Charlton. Charlton moving it along the boards, and it's still in the corner. Finally comes back to Walsh. He looks to center it, goes off a leg. Puck in the corner, around the boards to Jay Fennessy. Fennessy's head man doesn't get the zone. Here's the shot block, comes to Big Meacham in the circle, backhander right across the goal mouth. He was looking for O'Shea. O'Shea and the goaltender are kind of mixed up, but Ogdensburg comes back the other way. In the corner, we're going to have a penalty, and the Raiders touch it, and I think Barkley's going to be called for hooking.
Yeah, he upended the OFA player right down to the left of Nathaniel Smythe. That goal, I think it's going to go to Chuck Irvine, number 5, in that maze of players in front of Nathaniel Smythe. He poked in the rebound, and Shaver, along with number 15, Willie Bissett, will pick up the assist, but it was just great work by Shaver that led directly to that goal when he was able to get in on that right side, shed the Raider defense, get the shot off. Smythe made the save, but the Raiders weren't able to clear the rebound, and Chuck Irvine knocked in the rebound, and the OFA is going to go on a power play right now.
And they win the draw. Back to the blue line. It trickles out to center ice. Nobody wanted it, so they'll have to regroup. Offsides the call as Shaver took it in offsides, and we'll have another face-off. Barkley picks up the call for hooking, and we're down to 1:36 left in the second period. Raiders lead 6-3 on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard.
One thing I'll say for the OFA Blue Devil faithful, there's certainly making a lot of noise down
there.
here.
There aren't very many of them, and they are making a lot of noise. They probably got about 30 people here, but hey, they make lots of noise. Where's the puck? Sits at the blue line, and Cameron finds it and dumps it down the ice. Devils in their own end. Shaver starts to move it ahead, has to drop it back to Fennessy. Fennessy, that's the defenseman Fennessy, flips it all the way down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Ogdensburg. And that looked like it was close to going through the crease to me, but...
And it looked like yeah, it could have been played. But anyway, face-off down to the right of George Roy. The Devils have pulled within 3 with 1:16 left in this second period. That has kind of, with all the discussions and the penalties and the trying to get straightened around the time on the clock, has slowed down.
I guess so. It's kind of gone to a screeching halt. Off the face-off, Devil Shaver has it in his own end. Starts it out, has to drop it back. Gets it again. Here's Shaver, looks to Headman, bounces to the Massena line, dumped right back down the ice. That is Hearn out there for Massena, getting his first action on this penalty kill. Here's Shaver across the blue line, winds up. The shot is blocked. Ouch, that hurt. That was Jeffrey Day. Here comes Cameron back the other way. Winds from the blue line. His shot, big rebound, comes out to DeRosie. Can't quite put the handle on it. And it's back out to center ice. Here comes Ogdensburg's Morley. Drop pass, goes to Blevins, takes it in the corner. Gerard's on him. He kind of shovels it by him and gets it. Here's Gerard with it. He and Fennessy go together. Gerard poke checks it back to the blue line. And nice move by Fennessy. Winds up the shot, deflected, bounces side of the net. And oh boy, Smythe kept it out somehow and holds on for the face-off.
That hit the inside of the goalpost. It got by Nathaniel Smythe as it slid through the crease area. The Raider forward came out to play the Augsburg defender and played the puck, and the guy stepped right around him, took the shot, hit something in front, went through the crease, and it just got the inside of that post, and goaltender's best friend aided and abetted Nathaniel Smythe to keep the Devils from drawing within 2. And that was Johnny Rochefort that got hit on the ankle, and he went to the bench in a lot of pain, took a heavy shot right on the left ankle.
Fennessy will take the face-off off the draw. Puck comes side of the net, and Smythe is going to cover up again and hold on. Now there's a little pushing and shoving behind the net, and I don't think anything's going to come of that. It really didn't develop into anything. Some of the Ogdensburg player was upset, and Fennessy, the captain, that's Mike Fennessy, came over and quickly broke it up.
And again, the crowd, it must be the cold weather in here. It's it must help keep warm because, again, doesn't seem like a large crowd, but a very vocal and boisterous crowd here. It sounds like we're in the Montreal Forum.
If there still was one.
Yeah, well, that's right. It's now the Molson Center.
The Molson Center, yeah. Fennessy will face off against Jeffrey Day. And Rochford had come back out on the ice. Now he's coming off. Yeah, that's what they were arguing for. They want to move the face-off outside the zone. And Massena won the argument. And the face-off moves outside the zone.
And now here's when one officially signals to the other, come on over, we got a little conference. This is where you're going to get yourself in trouble right here.
18 seconds left in the second period. 5 seconds of the Ogdensburg power play. Raiders lead 6-3 on the scoreboard.
And the Blue Devil bench, right all up on top, right on the dasher. They're upset with the call. The coaching staff not too happy. But again, they're going to lose this one to the two in striped shirts. Face-off, as you mentioned, outside. They missed. You can't get them all. They had that offside once again, went against the Devils. Now this face-off, they're not too happy.
Off the draw, Fennessy with it into the Massena zone, dumped in behind the net. After Drew Wonky, he can't quite come up with it. Pokes free, comes to Jeffrey Day. Raiders got a man back. Don't clear the zone. Puck in the corner. Now it's dumped down the ice. That's going to go right on goal. So icing. Oh, boy, the buzzer sound.
Quite well in their own end defensively. They don't give up a lot of easy goals. They make you earn it. They have a good goaltender. Someone said he's not pretty, but he does the job. He's big, and he doesn't seem quick, but he's got a good left hand and covers a lot of that net. And they don't give you that second and third opportunity in front.
And Jennison has not given up more than 2 goals a game in any game this year. And I'll tell you what, if you can keep your opposition down to 2, you're going to win a lot of ball games.
Well, your goaltender, an integral part, but again, the defense and the forwards also have to play well in their own end, and the Golden Bears do that.
Okay, we're about set to go in the third period. Fennessy and Meacham will face it off. The Devils and the Massena Red Raiders. Raiders lead 6-3 as we head into the third period. Ruddy will be defending the goal to our right. Nat Smythe, the goal to our left. Okay, here we go. Off the face-off. Puck comes to Walsh. Walsh takes it across, has it knocked away. Good play by Aaron Charlton. But Meacham takes it in. Here's Meacham to O'Shea, busting by the D. In front shot, hit the post. Oh, boy. And Ruddy falls on it and holds on as O'Shea beat the defenseman, then beat Ruddy and put it on the backhand and hit the post.
That must be that end down there because Nathaniel Smythe got a break on that same post, the same spot that George Ruddy did. But a great little move, great pass by number 22, Eric Meacham, who sent Timmy O'Shea on that left side. He walked right around the defender, but got some help from the goalpost.
Off the face-off. Here's Walsh's shot. Rebound. Meacham can't get the shot off, and the puck comes in the corner. And it's to the blue line and out to center ice. Here come the Blue Devils, and they just dump it down the ice. Goes by everybody, but icing is waved off. Comes in behind the Massena net. Devils try to hit the side of the net with it. The puck trickles to Walsh. He looks up ice and just slides it out to center ice. Dump back in the zone. Delay offsides. And actually, they're going to call the offsides, and face-off will move outside the zone.
Have to give the...
there's going to be penalties.
That's number 23 and number 21 that are going to pick it up. That's Judd LaRue. And for the Raiders, that's number 21. That's
Jeremy Buffum.
Jeremy Buffum.
LaRue and Buffum were kind of mixing it up. And I think what's going to happen here in this third period is the official don't want to lose track of this game. So we're going to see more penalties. If there's any mix-ups like that, they're not going to let them get away with it.
Give the Devils credit. They're not very big physically. They try to throw some checks out there.
You want to give the Devils their due?
Give the Devils their due. Hey, I like that.
Off the face-off. Around the boards in the Massena zone. Devils control, though, and they've got the puck side of the net. They got a man breaking in front, but they fed it in behind. That was Fennessy pinching down from the blue line. Good idea. It just didn't quite work. Barkley trying to tie it up. Here's a chance for Ogdensburg. Shaver. He takes it out by the blue line. He's going to drop it to Charlton. Has it knocked away to DeRosie. DeRosie starts out. Head man pass to Cameron. Cameron breaking in on Shaver, one-on-one. Cameron looks to center, right in front, and he couldn't quite get it through. It went to the defenseman. That is DeRosie now in front. We'll tell you about it in a minute. Shot, nice save. Rebound, clear to the blue line. Comes to Barkley. He kept it in. He winds up. The big drive. It's blocked. Comes back out toward the blue line. DeRosie lost his edge, and the Devils move it back the other way. Here comes Ogdensburg across the blue line. Here's the shot. Ooh, goes off a leg. That might have hurt a little bit. Comes to Barkley in the corner. He slides it to Jeffrey Day. Day starts it out of the zone. Here comes Day with it down the left side. Takes it across. And he made a move at the blue line, and it forced DeRosa offside.
Defensive zone coverage, Raiders broke down when they allowed Fennessy. They were playing 4-on-4 to drop down from the right point. Somebody blew an assignment real badly. Fennessy couldn't handle the pass, but he was in all alone. And then back at the other end, young Aaron Charlton, only a sophomore, played that last year as a freshman. Terrible giveaway when instead of clearing the zone, he put it right back on the Raider forward stick, and he just about drove it down George Ruddy's throat. But
face-off just outside the Ogdensburg zone. Off the draw. Joe Ward dumps it in the corner. After it is Wilson. Wilson and Ward go into the boards together. The puck squirts 3. Fennessy pokes it around the boards. Comes to Girard. He tries to keep it in the zone. He can't. Out to center ice. Wonky is there to flip it right back inside Ogdensburg territory. Goes to the side of the net. Ward can't catch it. Clear to the blue line. Here come the Devils. Fennessy building up the head of steam. Takes it in to the Massena zone. Looks to center it, but Day intercepts. Paddle, puck comes back to the blue line. Devils got a man in front all by himself. Shot, score! That's going to be, let's see here, Judd LaRue. I think he came out of the penalty box. I'm not sure about that, but it was LaRue who makes it 6-4.
And he got a great touch pass from Jacob Humel. That play started with number 7. I'm sure it's going to be Fennessy who picked up 1 assist. Humel who got the second assist, and Judd LaRue. Fennessy gained the zone, got it back to number 13, Humel, and he just got on a stick and put it right out in the slot area. And number 23, LaRue, one-timed it, and it went right between Smythe's legs.
Here's Kellogg flipping to Ward. Ward has it knocked away. Bouncing puck in the corner. And it goes in behind the net. Kellogg lost his edge, trying to go to Ward with it. Joe Ward in behind. Looked to wrap it around, has it taken away. And the puck bounces free and comes to Irvine. Irvine flips to the Massena line. John Rochford, his pass intercepted. Back into the zone. Here's Ogdensburg, but it's knocked away out to center ice. Bounces to Kellogg. Kellogg from the red line. Shovels it ahead for Ward, who takes it across on the right side. His shot is gloved by Ruddy. It was off the net. He flips it in behind the net. Picked up by Morley. Andy Morley with it. Flipping it around the boards. Kellogg steps in front. Dumps it in behind the net again. Over on the other side, the puck trickles along the boards. Ward throws a check, the puck bounces free. Here's a shot, and the save made by Ruddy. That shot taken by Matt Hazel. Now the Devils move it out to center ice in the Massena zone. Here's a shot, save made. Smythe, rebound in front, but nobody there for the Devils. O'Shea back the other way. Here comes Timmy O'Shea building up ahead of steam. Takes it across, goes by the defenseman. Here's O'Shea in front, and Ruddy comes out and gets a big stick on it that time. There's going to be a penalty. The whistle blows, and who's the penalty on?
Timmy, looks like it's going to go against the Raiders. Timmy O'Shea. That last goal at the 2:16 mark, Judd LaRue from Jacob Humel and Mike Fennessy, and the Raiders are going to pick up the penalty. It's going to be Timmy O'Shea, probably for slashing after the fact, after he made a great move.
Interference.
Interference, who?
And he picks up an unsportsmanlike, I believe, too.
We'll wait and see if they flash it up on double minor. But after I don't know how many times the Raiders forwards have done that today, gone down one side or the other and just gone right around, cut right to the post and right in on top of George Ruddy. That young, inexperienced, not very physical OFA defense just can't hold him off. But after the fact, O'Shea did pick up another minor.
Yep, double minor to O'Shea. So the Raiders have 3 minutes of disadvantage here. Now they're going to have to kind of dig deep here. The Devils on the power play. Meacham with the puck, just flips it ahead. Fennessy dumps to the Massena line. Barkley is there to dump it. No, that's Northrup, excuse me. In behind, in the Ogdensburg end, Walsh almost got a piece of it, but Shaver's got it. Here's Shaver, flipping it out to center ice. Fennessy, he's upended. Shaver picks it up. Here's Shaver doing the dipsy doodle. Centers it in front, the shot. Smythe makes the save, the rebound cleared along the glass, comes back to the point, and it's gloved by Massena goaltender Smythe. It was off the net, but Smythe wants the face-off.
Number 24, Mike Blevins working in on that right side. I tell you, once the Devils make the blue line, and then when you got Fennessy and Blevins and number 27 out there, Morley, they handle the puck really well inside. They can make you look foolish. Good scoring opportunity for OFA right there, but weren't able to finish off.
Massena leading 6-4 on the Corky scoreboard. Bubba Girard lifts it, doesn't clear the zone. Kept in by Shaver, winds up. He fired it wide. Puck ripped around the board. Jeffrey Day after it. Can't clear the zone again, kept in. Here's a chance for Fennessy in the corner. Let's go back to the point. The other Fennessy. His shot is blocked by Day. He comes out to center ice. And the face-off will occur at center ice as Jeffrey Day took one right in the breadbasket, and he's going to go to the bench.
Great individual effort by Jeffrey Day as number 8, John Shaver, cranked one up from the point, and the Devils all over Massena on this power play. And just a great individual effort by Day to come out, slide along the ice, block the shot, keep the puck tucked into his body, and bring it outside the blue line. Great individual effort.
Charlton will take the face-off. He wins the draw. Devils dump it in the Massena zone. Dump right back out to center ice by Bubba Girard. Under 2 minutes left in the power play. Massena still leads 6-4. Just over 10 left in the hockey third period, I should say. Here's Cameron with it. Wasting a little time. Drops it to Girard, and he dumps it into the Ogdensburg zone. Back after it is Jacob Hummel. Hummel moves it ahead. Devils move it out to center ice. Puck just trickles in the Massena zone. And it's going to be Bubba Girard, who does not clear the puck, kept in at the point. Now bounces into the corner. They got a man wide open in front, but Wonky is there to pick up the puck. Flips it around for Cameron. Cameron gets tied up. Puck in the corner. And Cameron just looking to tie. And finally they blow the whistle. And we'll have a face-off. And sometimes I think they wait a little long to blow the whistle.
I agree. And we saw something that you don't usually see, at least haven't too often this year. John Wilson coming out of his own zone on this power play, made the long pass, and just outside the Raider blue line, 3 Devils converged at the same spot for the puck. And I haven't seen that in a long time.
Off the face-off. Rochford rips it around the boards and out at the blue line. Walsh trying to get it out of the zone. He does. And Fennessy, that's Mike Fennessy, back to pick it up at his own blue line. Here comes Fennessy. Headman goes in the Massena zone. Buffum is there to flip it ahead for Walsh. And it comes out by the blue line out to center ice. And Walsh picks it up and shovels it all the way down the ice.
Raiders have done a great job so far killing off this double minor.
40 seconds left in the penalty. Here's Shaver out by his blue line for Ogdensburg. His headman to Fennessy. Fennessy takes it, has it knocked off his stick. Raiders clear to the blue line, but not out. Kept in by the other Fennessy. He flips it in the corner. Stolen away. Meacham with that long reach. Here comes Big Meach. Down the ice, wasting time. Takes it across. Has it poked away. Gets it back again. And Shaver takes it away again. Meacham gets it back again. Here's Big Meach with it. Cruising across the blue line. Finally, he's just going to dump it in the corner. 10 seconds left in the power play. Devils in their own end. Fennessy with it. DeRossi checks him into the boards. Puck comes to the Massena blue line. And Buffum is there to dump it ahead. That'll be an icing call, I think. Yep, the penalty had just elapsed. And O'Shea is back. And the Raiders did an excellent job killing off the double minor.
Excellent job out there, and led by assistant captain number 6, John Rochefort, who just put a thumping check on number 27, Andy Morley, in the Raider zone. And Morley got rid of the puck back to the point and had his head down. And John took him to the boards and gave him something to remember him by. But a strong game for big number 6 out there, John Rochefort, here this afternoon.
Aaron Charlton will take the faceoff, wins the draw. Here's the shot, doesn't get through. Puck in the corner, Charlton again. Looking to move it in front. Here's the drive, and that went off a stick. Jeffrey Day rips it around for Cameron. Cameron trying to bounce it out by the defenseman. Picks it up again. He'll go back to his defenseman, Barkley. Barkley looks to move it out. This time it's out to center ice. Bouncing around at the Ogdensburg blue line. They move it ahead to the Massena zone. They got a man off sides. Delay off sides. Ogdensburg clears. Massena moves the puck. Headman pass goes to DeRossi. Here's DeRossi busting in on the left side. DeRossi shot, fired it in behind the net. Going to come to Day, back to the blue line. And Northrup kind of fanned on the shot, but got back and moves it to Cameron, who flips it in the zone. Still 6-4, Massena leading. The puck trickles into the corner. Now they bang for it along the boards. Nobody seems to want it. It squirts free. And finally comes free to DeRosie. He makes a couple of moves, takes it in front, trying to center it, knocked down. Devils try to control the puck, and they move it out to center ice. Here's Northrup with it, flipping it back ahead. Devils take it across. Here's the shot. Smythe makes the save. The rebound clear to the blue line. DeRosie can't get it out of the zone. The bouncer. Here's a shot knocked down in front. Good play by Barkley. Barkley can't clear the zone, though. He gets it back again and moves it out to center ice. Headman pass Cameron. Knocked away from him. Devils try to circle it back. That's Aaron Charlton. Charlton just dumps it in the Massena zone. Bounces in behind the net. Barkley picks it up. Here's Barkley with it. Headman pass. DiAgostino, his pass knocked down, gets it back again. Anthony skates it ahead, trying to flip it ahead to Farmer. Shane Farmer goes in the corner, throws a nice check. Can't quite come up with a puck. It comes free to Spanky. Seacott centering pass in front, and it went through everybody, and now the Devils will move it out. Headman pass on the stick. Here's a chance for Morley. Morley takes it into the corner, and he kind of ran into his own guy, actually. Bubba Girard picks up the puck, flips it around the boards. Bounces right back to Girard. He flips it around for DiAgostino again, and we finally have a whistle. And I'm not sure, I didn't see it, but I think it's a penalty on Massena's Drew Wonke.
Yeah, he was putting a semi-mug in number 27, Andy Morley. He and the other Raider defenseman, but Drew was the culprit. Did the little extra stick underneath the armpit and pulled Morley to the ice, and the Devils going to go on a power play.
No, they're not. They picked up one, too.
Okay,
yeah.
Matching the Miners, but Ogdensburg not out of this by a long shot. Still have 6:13, and they're diving the defenseman, taking chances right now. Raiders got to be aware of that fact, and when they chip that puck, make sure they put a little extra on it to clear the zone.
O'Shea will face off against Fennessy. Massena still leads 6-4 with 6:13 left, matching Miners. Face off top of the circle. Massena's zone. The puck goes back to the blue line. They move it around the horn. Try to go to Fennessy. O'Shea knocks it away out to center ice. Here comes Walsh, 1-on-3. Trying to get by the defenseman. Knocked away. Good play made by Shaver, who's back there playing the point now. And he flips it around the horn to Fennessy, who dumps it out to center ice. Here comes Blevins. Blevins to Shaver. Shaver trying to move it by the defenseman. Gets it back again. Lost it at the blue line. Walsh sprinting for it. Kind of lost his edge. And the puck not dumped back in the Massena zone. That's Hearn with it. Hearn's headman to O'Shea. Here comes O'Shea. He's got Walsh. Feeds Walsh. Shot. Hit the post. I can't believe it. Oh, my goodness. Back out comes Ogdensburg the other way. Blevins. Blevins takes it across. Gets by Hearn. Here's Blevins. And a sprawling check by O'Shea breaks up the play. Hearn picks it up. He's going to dump it down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Massena.
We haven't seen that one in a long time. Not only hit one post, Jerry, hit the left goal post, went across, and hit the right goal post and stayed out. Justin Walsh has got to say, oh, my God, I thought I had that one racked up for the second goal. But a great pass by Timmy O'Shea, and Walsh walking right in, bring it off the left goal post and then off the right goal post.
Still 6-4 Massena with 5:14 left in the third period on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. Morley will face off against Meacham. Face off in the Massena zone, of course. Here they win the draw. Here's the shot. Went off to Rosie's head into the corner. Puck picked up by Morley. Morley gets a shot, and that goes into the wall, and we'll face it off again in the Massena zone.
Said this isn't a tough game. Just prior to that clanking it off the goal post, John Shaver down here right in front of us took a real hard check from Justin Walsh, and he got up and was in some discomfort. He's the guy who sprinted back when the Raiders looked like they're going to have that 2-on-1 break. But Mr. Goalpost, Mr. GP, held up big for George Ruddy.
Boy, I guess so. That's the second one this period.
That one hit two of them. Off the left one, then right across and off the right goalpost.
Brissett will take the face-off against Meacham. Off the draw, Meacham wins it back to Barkley. Barkley skates behind his own net. Looks for Meacham, and Meacham breaks out of the zone. Headman to DeRosie. Back to Meacham. He kind of overskated, then gets it to DeRosie. Poke checked away. Barkley flips it in the zone. Devils control. Move it out to center ice. Stolen away by DeRosie again. He gets tied up out by the blue line. Meacham in there banging for it. Now Northrup, where's the puck? Out front. Meacham, Barkley. Back to DeRosie. DeRosie trying to flip it to Day, who was breaking, but it was behind him. In the corner. Devils controlling their own end. Day throws a check. Puck sits there. Penalties, the matching minors have elapsed, I should say. And the Devils will move out. They get a man breaking. They try to get it to him. That was Shaver, but he couldn't quite catch up with it. Now the puck, Shaver takes it across. Out by the blue line, gets by 1 by 2, and it's poke checked away from him at the last second. Trickles out to center ice. Here comes Cameron back the other way, busting in on Charlton, and Charlton stopped him. Cameron kind of took himself out of the play, though, that time. And the Devils move it out. Intercepted by Ward at the blue line. Takes it across now. Has it knocked away. Comes to Gerard. Gerard waits for his wings. Flips it in the corner. Ogdensburg zone. Raiders still lead 6-4 with about 3:40 left to play. But here comes Shaver again. His head man. Trickles into the Massena zone. Wonky after it in the corner. He lost his edge. They center it right in front, but it comes to Gerard. He flips it along the boards for Cameron. Cameron looking to move it out. His head man a little bit too far for everybody. They're going to wave. No, they're going to call that icing. Looked like Aaron Charlton might have been able to play that, but they call it icing, and the face-off will move back down the ice.
Raiders with a 2-goal lead with 3:22 left to go, but got to be thinking defense. Just a second ago, number 8, John Shaver, was a 1-on-3 inside the Raider zone, and Raider defense guilty of playing the puck, and Shaver within an eyelash of having a great scoring opportunity as he sifted his way in.
Off the face, here's the shot. It's knocked down, bounces into the slot. They bang for it, the shot, they score! And it's 6-5.
I think Ron Jacobs is going to pick up that goal as he picked up a rebound right in front of Nathaniel Smythe and put on a backhander. We'll wait and see who gets the goal. Either might be also number 20, John Wilson. We'll wait and see for the call, but it has drawn the Devils within 1 here with 3:16 to go, and we're going to go right down to the wire like we did up in OFA. 6-5 in favor of the Raiders. We'll wait for the call, but we do know the Blue Devils have scored.
And again, a situation where Massena had a chance to clear the zone and did. Off the face-off, here come the Devils again, dumping in the Massena zone. After it, John Rochford. Rochford trying to rip it around the boards in the corner, comes after it again, flips it ahead to Ward, and he moves it out to center ice. Here's Hummel with it. Hummel bangs it off the boards, out to center ice. Fennessy. Fennessy's pass goes into the Massena zone, and it's picked up there by Raiders. They don't clear the zone. Here's Fennessy. Poke checked away, centers it, and Rochford makes a great play to move it into the corner. After it in front, it's kicked away, comes back to the blue line. Here's a drive from the point, doesn't get through. And the Raiders move it, but they still can't get it out of the zone. Here's a shot in front. Smythe makes the save. Not a hard shot, but a good opportunity. Finally, Rochford moves it to the blue line and out to center ice. And all the way down the ice, but somebody touched it on the way through. Raiders make a change. Raiders leading by 1 now. Puck bounces, not out of the zone. Meacham get a piece of it, couldn't come up with it. Comes to Hearn. Hearn flips it in the Ogdensburg zone. The crowd was quiet for a while, but they've come alive again. Out to center ice. Here's Hearn with it. Hearn just dumps to an open wing. It's intercepted. Hummel dumps it down the ice in the Massena zone. Smythe leaves it for Barkley. Here's Barkley flipping to Walsh and out to center ice. Shaver with it. Shaver lifts it high in the Massena zone. Hearn with it with 1:50 left. Here's Hearn, kind of misplayed it, then comes up with it. Flips it to O'Shea. O'Shea just bangs it. And again, it went off a stick down the ice. Heads up play by O'Shea. 1:40 and counting. Puck in the corner. Ogdensburg zone, out to center ice. Big Meacham is there to flip it back in the zone. Massena has to get onside, though. Devils control. Moving it ahead to center ice. Bounces all the way to the Massena line. Bubba Gerard is there to flip it right back in the Ogdensburg zone. I would imagine they're going to try to get in the Massena zone so they can pull their goalie. In the corner, DeRosie throws a check. Almost stole the puck. Centers it in front. Nobody there from Massena. Here come the Devils back in the Massena zone. They take it across Brissett. He's upended. And Bubba Gerard comes up with the puck. Takes it behind the net. Here's Gerard with 58 seconds left, moving it back out to center ice. Here's Gerard taking it across. He is upended. The puck trickles into the corner. Jeffrey Day after it. rips it around the boards. And the Devils pick it up and move it out. Here's Fennessy. Long headman pass, comes into the Massena zone. They've got men in front. Here's a chance. Short side shot, the rebound. Sits in the slot. And finally, it's picked up by Day. Moves it ahead to Cameron. Cameron flips it into the Ogdensburg zone. And of course, Ruddy's back in the corner. Comes to DeRosie, to Cameron. Cameron in behind the net. Looks to center. Back along the boards. 20 seconds left. Nice poke check by DeRosie. Great play. Eric DeRosie. Now Cameron. 15 seconds left. Here come the Blue Devils back the other way. Jay Fennessy. Fennessy in the zone. Takes it across. It's knocked away. They follow up. Now the puck trickles in front. We have a whistle with 6 seconds left. I think there was an offsides. Now some pushing and shoving. Did they call offsides?
I think they did. It had to be. There's going to be a couple of penalties here, too. One to each team. John Rochefort, and looks like number 5, Chuck Irvine, will get or number 15, excuse me. But, yeah, they called offsides.
Okay. I wondered what the whistle was for. All the penalties occurred after the whistle.
I agreed with you before. I was thinking along the same lines. Ogdensburg would pull their goalie, but they had a minute and 2 seconds, had the puck in deep in the Massena end, and no message from the bench.
He started to come off, but then had to come back.
Not the first time.
Right,
you picked it up in the minute 3, and I looked down, and they made no signal at all. That was a perfect opportunity. There was still plenty of, time enough to do it, but they elected not to. But the time that was later on with maybe about 30 seconds.
So, the situation, 6 seconds left. There's matching minors. The faceoff will be outside the Massena zone. And there is a timeout called. I'm not sure who called the timeout. Probably Ogdensburg. Ogdensburg, okay.
The Blue Devils down by 2 entering this third period, but have scored the only 2. And we talked about that third period being somewhat of a nemesis for the Raiders being outscored, and they've been outscored 2-0, and they're holding on right now. And the Devils are just throwing everything but the kitchen sink. And I'm not sure why they didn't elect to pull Ruddy when they had that opportunity with a minute and 3 seconds, had it deep in the Raider end, but gave no indication they wanted to pull him then. But they know what they're doing, I'm sure, and they elected to come later in the period and weren't able to get him out of there. And it's going to be kind of tough with 6 seconds and that face-off outside the Raider blue line to get that equalizer.
Anything can happen.
I agree.
Don't even say it, because anything can happen, and probably has in this hockey game.
Well, I'm sure Ogdensburg going to spread everyone along the blue line, trying to just tip the puck ahead and get that one shot. And the Raiders are going to should go man for man here and just kind of tie everybody up. And all you want to do is don't let your man, wherever he is, where along that blue line, don't let him slide. I don't care where the puck is, just don't let him get in behind you.
Okay.
Although they have an extra attacker because they've got the goal.
Their goalie out.
Somebody's got to be left in. They're going to, okay.
Meacham will take the face-off. Off the draw, Meacham wins it. 5-4. It goes into the Massena zone. That's going to take care of the game right there. So the Raiders hold on for a 1-goal victory. I'll tell you, you can't count this Berg team out. I think Massena did have a 6-2 lead at one point.
Had a 6-2 lead, that's right, yep. Yeah. And again, I give full marks to Coach Dave Barlow, his coaching staff, and the Blue Devils. They're, as you mentioned, down by 4, but they came back and never gave up, got the only 2 goals in the third period and came within an eyelash of tying it up. A good effort by both clubs and a good come-from-behind effort by this young Blue Devil club.
Absolutely. Again, the final score, Massena 6, Ogdensburg 5. Stay tuned for the post-game show on WMSA.